Hello everyone, what's up? Welcome back to my channel, and to anyone that is new here, hi, my name is Christy. I'm a personal stylist and image consultant that helps women rise through style. Now today I wanted to chat with all of you about how to find the perfect pair of shorts. There are a lot of things that can feel incredibly frustrating when looking for the perfect short, because either the length's not right, the rise isn't right, or maybe it's bunching up around your leg when you're moving. There are a lot of questions that I get from all of you and from my clients about the topic of shorts a lot of the time. So I thought we could dive right into a video all about them. Now, the first thing to consider when looking for your ideal pair of shorts is the rise. So how high the shorts come up on your torso or on your waistline. This is something that I don't think a lot of people pay enough attention to. You know, we hear about mid-rise and high-rise, and a lot of people love the mid-rise because they feel tucked in, but not a lot of people are really focusing on the reason behind that. Now, when you have a rise that is correct for your body shape, because it will be a little bit different for everybody, it will not only make sure that the short itself is creating a really beautiful line on the body, but it will also ensure that you don't get a muffin top, because you guys have heard me talk about this before, but I hate that word or that phrase. It doesn't exist. If you get a muffin top, it's because you have the wrong cut and the wrong rise on your body shape. So when you add a horizontal line to your body, in which this case it would be the waistband of the short, you want to ensure it is ideally as close to the smallest point of your waist as possible. Now, obviously this will fluctuate on every single person because we all have very different shapes, which is lovely. So what you want to do is measure from the crotch up to the smallest point of your waist on your body. So usually this is just above the belly button, about a half inch to an inch above the belly button. Typically, it will vary again on person to person, but you want to take that measurement. Depending on whether you're short-waisted or not, or how long your torso is, will obviously vary on the measurement. And that is what you want to pay attention to when you are shopping online, especially, or if you're looking at something in store. So yes, mid or high rise tends to be the most flattering for most people. They definitely make a difference on shorts as well, because if you have a rise that doesn't necessarily quite fit in at the small of the waist, which is fine, not everybody wants it there, it can really elongate the torso, but it can also make it look a little bit more blocky or rectangular as a result. So it's something that you want to pay attention to, because this is one of the first things that can help make your shorts look flattering. So I personally really like a good mid-rise, which can be anywhere between 8 to 10 inches. And then a high rise can be anywhere from 10 inches up to even 14. I personally find that a good high rise on most people, and again, this is petites aside, you may have to find something obviously a little bit different. A high rise might be a bit more different on you, but the average high rise I personally find is lovely around anywhere between 11, 12 inches, I find to be absolutely beautiful. Now, the next thing to look for when you are looking at shorts for yourself is to consider length. Now, if your bum is hanging out the back of the shorts, let's be honest, it's too short. I know a lot of women do this of all ages, and it's just not a flattering look. I don't think it elevates a look whatsoever. You know, body positivity side, obviously if you want to rock it, go ahead, but I just don't think it's something that's classy or looks very good, to be honest. You hear the general rule of thumb of trying to find a length that shouldn't be any shorter than where your arms would reach down when they're at your sides of your body. That can be a very generic rule, but again, some of us have shorter arms than others, so I don't really think it's overly helpful, but it can be like a very generic rule if you want to follow that. One thing to keep in mind is to really examine what your legs look like. So where is the fullest part of your leg? Because as I mentioned before, you want to add a horizontal line, ideally to the smaller part of your body, because a horizontal line will shorten and widen an area when you're looking at it. So if we're talking about your legs, some of us have more rounded thighs than others, and some have more narrow legs. Again, we're all built very differently. So if you're someone with a little bit more curve in the hip and thigh region, you'll probably want your short to come a little bit longer, so it comes past the fullness of the thigh. This will create a little bit more of a flattering and elongating look on the body, as opposed to having something that is shorter. Now, that doesn't mean you can't wear a shorter piece if you have, beautiful curved thighs or hips, especially if you want to accentuate them. This can be a beautiful way to do that, to opt for a shorter cut. But if you're wanting something that elongates the silhouette a little bit more and camouflages that area, then something that's a little bit longer will be ideal. Now, length in the short can also be helpful if you are someone that experiences chafing when your legs rub together in the summertime. Now, there are products that you can get to help with that. I will link and have a picture of a couple of them up on the screen here, and I will put the links for those products down below that can just help with some of the chafing and rubbing that you might get on your legs in the summertime. But if you are getting a longer length in a short, that will obviously help with that, so you're not experiencing that same friction on your skin when you are walking and moving around during the day. Now, for me personally, just a general overall length that I find incredibly flattering on most figures is a longer based short. Now, you can either go to the Bermuda style, or you could get one that's just a clean, tailored, longer cut. Now, you can, again, start to border about, a half an inch to an inch, maybe two above the knee. That's like a traditional longer length for a short. And I think they look incredibly flattering. To me, they follow a little bit on the principle of the pencil skirt, which is just a clean, tailored classic. This is also something you could get away with in a business casual setting in the office. And to me, just looks a little bit more clean and sophisticated. That style of short, to me, is something that you can very easily dress up, whether for a date night out, let's say, or even for something that, again, you want to use a little bit more professionally. But I think they look great on all body types across the board. Now, something else to pay attention to on a short is the details on it. Now, I think a lot of people know that details, of course, pull the eye in, but don't necessarily evaluate it the way that they could. And you want to be mindful of where the details are on a pair of shorts because, again, they pull the eye in. So if there are pockets, how dominant are the pockets and where are those pockets sitting? If you've got two large cargo pockets, let's say, for example, on the hip line, and you're already someone that's quite curvy in that area and you don't want to draw more attention to that area, then that's something that you should pay attention to. Or if you're looking at denim jeans, for example, and it has a lot of distressing or the lighter wash across the hip, that can create the illusion of more curve and, again, widening that area. So again, if you already have curved hips, you may not need extra help with creating more curve unless that's your goal or aim, right? So this is where you might want to opt for solid colors, cleaner washes to help streamline the look of your shorts when you are wearing them if you're not wanting to draw more attention to that point on your body. Another detail to pay attention to on shorts that's very popular right now are pleats. Pleats been something that they've been having a moment now for almost a full year, if not, maybe not more. And pleats are beautiful. I think they're a really fun detail to have on pants or shorts, doesn't matter, even skirts. But the thing to be aware of is that, again, a pleat is something that's a detail that the eye has to dissect and look at when it's looking at your body. So again, this type of detail will actually widen an area on the body in contrast to something that's just clean and flush. So this is something to be aware of if you're picking something like a Bermuda short, let's say, for example, that always has a pleat on it. It doesn't mean that you can't wear it, but you just want to be aware of the fact that it does help bring the eye and attention more to that area of your body, wherever the pleat may be. So if that's not something that you want, then you may want to look for a much more clean, classic cut. Now, the next thing to consider with your shorts is fit. Of course, you guys hear me talk about the fact that fit is king when it comes to all of your clothing, but this is definitely something you want to pay attention to with shorts, especially because so many women feel so very self-conscious about it. So, number one, in order to ensure that fabric doesn't rise up on your leg, and so that your shorts fit you properly, a good rule of thumb is you should be able to pinch an inch of fabric on the side of your shorts when you are wearing them. This will just make sure that what you are wearing allows for room for your body to move in it, and make sure, very loosely, I say this generally, that your shorts fit you properly. There was something I heard years ago, and I find it so true, is that just because you can zip it up doesn't mean that it fits. So this is a really great way to ensure that you have a proper fit without it being too tight and too form-fitting to the body in a way that just may not work for your figure. And of course, this doesn't take into consideration bodycon pieces and things that are supposed to be more form-fitting, but your average short is not meant for that. So this is a really good thing to think of. Now, the other thing to consider in regards to fit is allowing for some room around your leg. When you have a short that's really fitted all the way down the leg, you'll see Good American does this, for example. It's not that it's bad, but for a more ideal, flattering fit, it can be helpful to get something that has a little bit more room around the leg. Creating this room with the fabric and not having the shorts so tight can often be a little bit more flattering because it creates the illusion of the leg being slightly smaller than if you were set to have something that's incredibly fitted to your leg. And in general, I find this to be much more comfortable as well because again, you've got that room and ease of movement. And bonus is that, of course, when you sit down, because you've got extra roominess around the leg, your leg or thigh is not going to bulk around the short when you're sitting, which can be not only uncomfortable, but a little unflattering as well. And then the last thing to consider with shorts that's really important is the fabric. Now, fabric choice is huge in any clothing that we wear, but you want to be aware of what you're selecting for yourself when it comes to your shorts. Now, denim, of course, is always going to be a little bit more of a stiff fabric. It's also something that's going to make your look instantly more casual because denim's always been a casual fabric. So again, they are great for casual wear, but they don't necessarily ebb and flow on the body as nicely as it could. Now, if you pick up a pair of shorts that has more stretch to it, if it has more movement and drape to the fabric, so this could be something in polyester, a lightweight cotton, it could be a lightweight movable linen, or something to that effect. The fabric is going to ebb and follow the lines of your body much more beautifully than something that's a stiffer fabric will. It's just not going to ebb over your body quite the same way that a softer, more draping fabric will. So this is why I personally love getting shorts that have a little bit more of a business casual feel to them because they're typically done in softer cottons. Or maybe even if you get some really flowy shorts, I'm currently on the hunt for one, so I don't have an example of it personally in my closet, but I will show some pictures. I love them because again, they have a really feminine feel to them. They're super comfortable and they're so beautiful and lightweight, and they just fall over the curves of a woman's body so incredibly beautifully. And I just find the drape to be really elegant. So again, it's something that you can use in your closet that will allow you to dress your piece up or down any way that you like. And if any of you want any more help with cracking open your closet with more outfit possibilities, I would love to have you join my Jumpstart Your Style program. It is 14 exercises that you could get to do with me and watch me go through as a stylist, where I'll show you how you can create more outfit possibilities in your closet based on what you already own. So again, no shopping required. It's such a fun, affordable class, and all the women that have been taking it have loved it so much. So if you want to really see what your closet is made of, I will leave the link for that down below. And other than that, my angels, I'm sending you all the love to the moon and back, and I will see you again in the next video. Bye guys.